Hi everyone, JJ here. Today I'm going to show you how to make a cascading pockets on one of your pages, or I guess you could call them waterfall pockets. There is a technique called like a waterfall journal or waterfall album that's just basically pages that fold down like a waterfall, or flip out. But I'm going to show you how to make cascading pockets that flip out on the page, and you can do it with any pocket. You can use an envelope punch board. I just got this mini envelope punch board, and you could even use this like little baby pockets to put little baby tags in, which would be really cute with different sayings on them, or those little like 1-inch or 2-inch pictures that some people use from their cameras. I don't have access to that right now, but that's okay. These are just tags. They're in the little pockets, and they're just little tags. These tags are 4.5 inches by 2.25 inches, so I think they'll be real cute. And then I'll cover them with some of the paper, or do some stamping or something on them. And then the envelopes that I used are from a Sizzix die. It's the Jelly Bean Soup pocket. I don't know what this one's called. Pocket with scallop edge is what it is. So this one is really cute, and it's very versatile. I like these little pockets, the big dies, because you can punch out a whole bunch. It punches out like this, gives you the score lines, and then you just fold up the pocket, and then you're ready to go with it. But you can make your own, and that's what I'm going to show you today, is how to make your own. So in case you don't have any dies or punches or anything like that, it's still doable. So I do use a scoreboard. You don't have to use a scoreboard. You can use your cutter to do this. But the first thing you want to establish is the size of your tag that you want to go in your pocket. You don't have to, but you do need to establish a base size for your pocket. So the base size, what I do is I take whatever my tag size is, I double. So let's work this out, okay? To make sure I'm not telling you incorrectly, I double. So my tag is 2.25 inches, okay? 2.25 inches, and so I'm going to double that. So I'm going to get 4.5 inches. Sorry, times 2 equals 4.5 inches. So then I'm going to add, because I need my I need a back cover and a front cover. So that's the doubling, the back cover and the front cover, okay, on your pocket. And then you need a little tab that's going to go in here and connect the front to the back, so it actually forms and makes a pocket, right? Okay, so then you're going to add another 1/2 inch. So you want 5 inches by, oh, and I usually add about 1/4 inch to that added extra. That allows for your tag to move in, up, and down. It gives you 1/8 inch on each side to move up and down, okay? Then you want to do the length. Now the length, it depends on where you want it to sit in your pocket. You could have it set way down in and then just have strings that pull it out, or you could have it set way up. So it just depends on where you want your tag to sit in your pocket. My pockets are, they're 4, let's say 5 inches with that little scallop thing on the other side. So let's do 5 inches tall. So then on that I need a little flap down here, so I'm just going to add 1/4 to 1/2 inch. So let's do 5.5 to make it easy math, okay? So I'm going to cut a piece of paper that's 5 1/4. Let's make this easy too. Let's do 5.5 by Oh, you can do 5 1/4. Okay. So 5 1/4 by 5 1/2. So let's cut that out first. 5 1/4 by 5 1/2. Okay. Then what you're going to do is you're going to want to score. Now you can either score using your cutter, your ruler, and your stylus, whatever you have to score with. Okay. So we're going to take this. We are on the 5 1/2 inch side. Okay. So your 5 1/2 inch side is the length of your pocket. So this is going to be where you're going to make your marks for your tag to fit down in, right? So the first mark that we're going to make, because we're 2 1/4 inches, is we're going to go over to 2 1/4, and then we're going to add an 1/8. Okay, so 2 1/4. Okay, so this mark right here is 2 1/4. We're going to add an 1/8 of an inch. So we're at 2 3/8 of an inch. Okay. Okay, so now what we're going to do, we've got 1/8 of an inch, and we're going to do 2 1/4 again. So we've got 1. Sorry, math is not my friend today, so bear with me right now. We have our 1/8 of an inch here, so then we're going to go, there's 1, 2 1/4. Oh my goodness. Okay. And we're going to score right down across here. Okay. Then we're going to flip it. And we're going to score in however much you allowed yourself at the bottom. So if you allowed an 1/2 inch, you're going to score a 1/2 inch from the bottom. Or if you allowed yourself a 1/4 inch, it's going to be a 1/4 inch. So whatever it is that you allowed yourself. I allowed a 1/2 inch, so we're going to score a 1/2 inch down here. Okay, those are your score marks. So you've got 2 here, and you've got 1 here. Okay, I hope you can see that. Let's see where we can see that. There we go. Okay, so those are going to be your score marks for your little envelope. Okay, so now we're going to take our scissors. I'm going to get this out of here because it's, well, it doesn't reflect as bad, does it, off of there? So maybe I'll just get my pink. I want you to be able to see. Let's get my dirty pink mat up here. At least you can see my white paper, though. Okay. Okay, take your scissors. And you're going to cut. Okay, this is the single score line. So you're going to cut on this score line. Straight across to your first score line. And then you're going to cut at an angle off that tab. Okay? Now this tab down here can be shorter. It doesn't have to be that big. It's up to you. And then we're going to angle on the other one. We're going to make a small angle up to the corner of these intersecting score lines. Okay? You okay?
Yeah.
Sorry, there was a crash. And then we're going to angle on this little tab over here, and we're going to angle up here from that. Okay? So there's your little pocket right there. So how you determine this, let's go back over our measurements real quick. Your tag is 2 1/4. So your first measurement is 2 1/4. You're going to double that, which equals 4 1/2. And then you're going to add 1/4 of an inch. Yep, see the tag fits in there, so I don't know what I did. Oh, sorry. you're going to double that. You're going to add a 1/2 inch and a 1/4 inch. So you're actually going to add 3 3/4 of an inch on that, which makes it 5 1/4. Told you math is not my friend today. And then your other one is just the length that you want your pocket to be. So that could be any length plus a 1/2 inch. So, or a 1/4 inch, depending on what you want your tab to be. Okay? And, okay. And then you just fold your tabs. And I always, when I'm doing this, I fold this tab in, and then I fold this tab up. If this tab is on the outside of this tab, it won't catch on your tag when it goes in here. It's always going to keep your tag running inside that bottom flap. Okay? And then you fold this one in, and you have a cute little pocket. Okay? Now, from here, you'll want to decorate. You can ink it. You can put decorative papers on it. Whatever you want to do from there. To get the scalloped edge, you could use pinking shears on here if you wanted to. You could even put a lid, like a circle lid on here, and run a light line and then go with your pinking shears. Now when you use pinking shears, make sure they're only for paper, not your really good fabric pinking shears on paper. Please do not do that, because I don't want you running your shears. And then I just made little tags. I have a little tag punch that punches that out in the little hole. So with that, and then I did some embossing on mine. I'll show you mine in a little bit. So there's a lot of things you can do with these. You can punch like a little 1/2 round circle up here to make a little, you know, thumb pole and whatnot. So that's how you make the little envelopes. Okay, so we've made our envelopes, we've decorated our envelopes and whatnot. This one I just put decorative paper on, and then I just inked the back of it. I have 2 like that with the design. This is actually a piece from the kit that I'm using. And then the ink that I used was Distress Oxide and Broken China, and then regular Distress ink and Faded Jeans around the edge. So, and then I did the Faded Jeans around the edge of the paper so it didn't show white. And then I'll do my tags later. This one I did the same inking process, but before I inked it, I did I embossed with clear embossing powder a stamped image on the paper, and then I inked over it. And so in this side says Cherish. I hope you can see that there, maybe a little bit. Anyway, it's really pretty. Not in the camera so much, but it's really pretty. So this one's going to go reverse, so the scallop is this way on the page. And I'm going to have them, I haven't decided if I want them this way. Yeah, I think I want them this way. So they're going to fit on my page like this. Okay? So what I need to do is figure out a way to attach them onto my page, right? Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to cut strips of cardstock that's 2 inches by 4 inches. This part of my envelope is 4 inches. So I'm going to do 2 inches wide and 4 inches long. Now I decided to do 2 inches because I'm punching this out. So then I took it and I punched using a Martha Stewart punch the edge. Then I went back and I put it on my strips of paper back on my trimmer, and I cut them to where this edge is 1 1/4 inches line on the 1 1/4 inches line, and then cut off the excess so that I knew that I had a full 1/2 inch on this side that's going to be attached to my page. Okay. Then I took and I punched, sorry, I put them on my scoreboard, I'm trying to reach my papers, and I put them on my scoreboard and I scored at a 1/2 inch, and then 2 of them I scored at not only a 1/2 inch but the 5/8 inch line as well. And that is to allow them to have enough room to fold over the other envelope. or pocket that's in there. So I'm going to put them on this page right here, I think, in my book. Okay. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to fold on these lines. And it doesn't matter which way you fold them. In fact, it's probably best to fold them both ways because they're going to be attached both ways. Okay, this is the one with the single line on it. The one with the single line is going to go on the pocket that's going to be on the closest to the page. Okay, so what we're going to do first off is we're going to attach, and I line them up exactly how they're going to flip out from the page. So they're going to lay in here like this, and they're going to flip out like this. Okay, so I lay it here so I don't get confused. This is the decorative edge. It's going to go on my pocket, just like this. Now you can ink this if you want so it matches. But I'm just going to have it white because for right now, because I just want it to lay on the pocket. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take glue. Where am I? 16 minutes. Okay. You can use score tape, you can use glue, you can use whatever you want to do this portion of it. I just grabbed the glue that was on my table. I do want it to be kind of a strong glue though. And I want this to fit where my pocket, see how it hangs over? It's not on the fold line. I want my pocket on just the inside of the fold line. Okay? Okay. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take and I'm going to glue on the other flap. Now, you say, why did she punch one flap and not the other? Okay. This flap is going to go down on your plain paper. And then you're going to take another sheet of paper and you're going to cover it. So it's going to be covered. Now, what you want to do is you want to make sure that this is on the edge. You don't want it sticking up above your page. So you want this to be here, right? Right here. Pull it over to the edge. And glue that down. And I am wrong. I'm sorry. I started with the wrong pocket. Please forgive me. It would help if I started with the right pocket. That's okay. Let's go ahead and get these other ones glued on here real quick. I always do this. I have it all worked out and then I get on camera and it seems like that I forget something. But that's okay. Okay, so let's go down to this one. Let's put this little guy on here. Just like I said, that other one, you don't want it right on the edge. You want it just to the inside of the fold line because that fold line has to give. There's got to be some give with that fold line. Okay? Okay. Let's get this one down. And then I can move on to that other one and I'll put more glue on it. It's a good thing I didn't use score tape today because that would have been stuck. Wet glue, that is nice about wet glue, is it gives you a little bit of wiggle room. Yes, wiggle room. Okay, now this is the one with the double score line. So I'm going to put this one, and again you want the score line right at the edge of your paper. Okay, so get that down where it'll fold over. Okay, there we go. Just like that. Okay, burnish that down. Okay, go in and fold this one. Sorry, I keep sitting back. Okay, put your glue in here. And you can even glue these down, like the little lattice work. I'll go back in and glue those other ones down later. Okay, glue this down. Remember, you're just to the inside of that fold line, so you don't want it over the top of the fold line, just to the inside of the fold line. Yep, and then we've got to let it dry for a little bit. But dang, that's really cute in there. And then if you have any hanging off up here, you can go back and you can trim that, or you can trim it off now if you want. There we go. Okay, now put glue on this side of your flap. Okay, go in here. And you want this one to sit just inside. Okay. Just inside, and I am putting it over the top of this one down here. See how that lines up there? Okay. Okay. Now this one's setting just to the inside to where this will fold up around. See how it folds up around? Just like that. Okay. Now it'll move, and with the more you play with it, the more it'll move and whatnot. So okay. Now this one. Now we need to get to do this one, right? If I had an extra score line to make that score line in there on the second one smaller, I would. So you might just want to bend it, you know, just a little bit. Just let it bend naturally on its own in there. But this is the way I've always done it, and it seems to work out okay. But okay, let's make sure this is at the top. I want this score line just to the inside of that other score line. So move it in there, right? It's at the top of the page. Press it down real good. Okay. So that one goes over the top, and then that one goes over the top. And there you go. You have your little waterfall pockets. Now you can do as many as you want in here. And if you have more than just the 3 that you do, then I would recommend actually planning them out. You know, like making little marks where you want each one to lay on the other one so that you have enough room for everything in there. But with just 3, you can usually eyeball it and it comes out okay. But there you go, right like that. They flip out and then they flip back in, right? So then what you would want to do is you'd want to take your decorative paper and put your decorative paper over the top of that, and that will cover this right here. And that is your cascading pockets. And then they fit. You can put your paper right back in here with that. And there you go. And we're going to move on to the next. one. Okay, if you guys have any questions, let me know. I hope you enjoyed this little tutorial, or if you want to see me decorate the little pockets or know more about the embossing or anything like that, I will have stamping video coming up, which I'll cover embossing. There will be a number of stamping videos coming up, and I'll cover embossing, and I'll cover all that stuff for you if you want to know about that. So I'm just trying to get a few little decorative pockets and stuff out of the way so that while you're thinking about where you want to place things in your journal, you can actually do that. If you want these, like, to stamp and emboss these little pockets like this, you need to do it before you actually make the pocket, because you won't be able to do it after you make the pocket. But the good thing about this is you can leave this page open in your book when you're decorating, and this could be the last thing that you do too, because it goes on the top of the page. It's not anything that's going to affect like the sewing or anything like that with it, or the other decorating in your book. So okay, I hope that helps. I hope you guys are enjoying your weekend, and there'll be more videos to come. Bye.